to Adele, pause. We pause for a second or two. This is episode 26. Difficult situation, worn out. These days, everyone is tired. To not be tired is almost the anomaly these days. These days, it's not a matter of tired or not tired. It's more a question of tired or too tired. And when I say too tired, that's what I'm thinking about when I have phrased this situation as worn out. When we are worn out or spent or spread too thinly. So, for us who grew up in the West, since the Second World War, life has been more or less peaceful. From the boomer generation onwards. So, for my parents' generation, they are born in the 50s. Life is sort of quite plannable. So for those of us who have grown up here in the West, you can, to quite a high degree, predict your life. You can go to school. You can do what you're supposed to do in school. You can get a job. You can do what you're supposed to do when you have that job. You can meet someone and have a family and do what you're supposed to do when having a family. So for these last 80 or something years, 8 decades, life here in the West has been quite predictable. So with a predictable life, we can put a lot on our plate and still make it. We can put an impressive career. We can put a family. We can put self-fulfillment. We can put a rich social life. We can put learning skills, exercising, arts, you name it. So for those of us who have grown up here in the West, we have grown accustomed to making high claims in life. However, since we are used to making high claims out of life, it's sort of like a double-edged sword. So with high claims also comes high expectations on ourselves. When it is wartime, when there is conflict in society, it is not realistic to have everything on our plates. If we talk to people who've lived during the Second World War or read biographies, we will quickly see that during wartime they could not make as high claims out of life that we have been brought up to make. You cannot expect as much predictability out of life in times of conflict. So, a great challenge for our generations, these peacetime generations, the boomers and onward. One task for us now is to lower our expectations, both out of life and on ourselves. This is very difficult. We do not want to lower our expectations. We are very stubborn when it comes to this. So instead, before we lower our expectations, we will grind and grind. We will work. We will problem solve. We will improvise. We will stress until we finally are worn out. So, okay, you are listening to me, and maybe you are to some extent buying in to what I'm saying. Maybe you can accept to some degree that you as well has to lower your expectations out of life and on yourself. But just because you can come to that conclusion, it doesn't mean that you in practice can do it that easily. Because you do not live in a vacuum. You have a family to answer to. You have a workplace to answer to. You have a country to answer to. And all of them wants you to work more than you can. And herein lies the basis of the skills we wish to develop when it comes to the worn out situation. that our people, our family, workplace, country, they all want us to do as much as we can. But doing more than we can and burn out is not really smart, it's not kind, it's not desirable for anyone, not for us and not for the people we answer to. So herein lies the potential for emotional skills we can develop. So we humans, we can work a lot. We can really work. We can really put in a great effort if some conditions are met. And it's quite simple, it's quite basic. If we do not feel alone, if we feel like we are backed up, if we feel like we are doing something together in a symmetrical way, then we can work a lot. We can get very much done. And I will not go into in detail the skills we can develop for this. That is for other episodes. But the point is that we can work a lot and not be worn out if we just see to some dimensions. There is some care we can take with both ourselves and the people we live with. It's not a matter of how much we are working. It's not a matter of how great our effort is. It's a matter of how we do it and how it feels while we do it. And my experience is that some small adjustments can make a big difference when it comes to our worn out situation. We do not necessarily have to burn out if we make some adjustments, if we change somewhat in how we make our claims, in how we communicate, in how we work together. I want to spend this last part of this episode talking about a concept that I use. I do not know if this is a widely used concept, but I use it nonetheless. And it's the concept of traction. Social traction, emotional traction. So not attraction, drop the A, just traction. So this concept of traction, it is related to the concept of flow. Maybe you have heard of the concept flow. It's used in psychology to describe this sort of effortless state of work. You just feel like you can get a lot done, but it feels very effortless. And traction, I prefer talking about traction because it points to the specific feeling we get in what to look for. So I will give you an example. If you meet with a person and maybe you are feeling tired this day, but the person you are meeting is too preoccupied with themselves to even notice that you are tired. Their chin is down to their chest. They're looking down at their feet, or maybe they are fidgeting with something in their hands, looking in their bag, or looking at their smartphone. They are not really there. They are not paying attention. In that kind of situation, it is impossible to achieve traction. Traction, on the other hand, imagine that you have the same feeling in this second situation. You're very tired today. And you meet with a person, and instead of being absent-minded and preoccupied with themselves, the first thing this person does, this second person, is they look at you, maybe laugh a little, and say, "Wow, you look tired, man." And instantly, there is some kind of traction between the two of you. There's something to work with. Like two hands pressing against each other in just the right amount, just the right pressure. And depending on how you respond to your friend, you can keep the feeling of traction between the two of you. This is related to the concepts of banter or humor or culture. And at the essence of this is that the two of you feel like you are doing something together. You're doing your meeting together, or you are doing some work together. There is traction between the two of you. And when there is traction between the two of you, you can do a lot of work without feeling worn out. You can work extremely hard and not feel excessively tired from your work. It feels meaningful, it feels worthwhile, it feels like a life. It feels like a life. I really love the concept of traction. It's one of my favorites. It's sort of like when I go about my days, I look for traction. So when I meet people, I look for traction. It's that sort of spark in between people. And you can meet with someone who is almost depressed and still achieve traction. It's not that you have to be a happy-go-lucky kind of person to feel traction. You can be two depressed guys. You can be two grumpy old men and still have traction. It's the feeling of sort of carrying the life experience together. Like, hey, we're doing something here. And you can, if someone is, like the first person from my example, the preoccupied person, the absent-minded person, you can, so to speak, knock on someone's head and say, hey, we're doing something here. Look for traction. Don't be all up in yourself. Join me. There's work to do. And in the future, I will make an episode dedicated to traction. It is one of the 3 specific skills for the worn out situation. It is one of my favorite concepts. That was it, what I wanted to say today. Do you have anything you're thinking about?
No.
Thank you.